Hi everyone, it's me again, Miss Princess Joy Bugambal. In this video, I'll be discussing rational functions. But since rational function itself is a broad topic, I divided the video and this will be the first part. So again, this is Miss Princess Joy Bugambal and I will be guiding you all throughout the course in general mathematics. If you have any problems, questions, clarifications, or any suggestions, please do leave a comment and I'll be glad to assist you. So mga ka-MATHerrifics, let's start. So in this chapter's learning outcomes, number 1, can distinguish rational function and rational equations. Solve rational equations, represent a rational function through table of values, graph, and equation. Identify restrictions of the domain of a rational function. Simplify rational functions. Perform operations on functions. And simplify complex rational expression. So what to learn? In this section, we will showcase the difference in the procedure between solving a rational expression and a rational equation. Let's start with rational expression first. Then after this, we will proceed with rational equation. So let's have example number 1. I have here 36x raised to 4 y cubed all over 24x cubed y raised to 5. Now, how to simplify this expression? First is, you have to look for the greatest common factor. What is the greatest common factor? This is known as GCF. GCF is the highest number that divides exactly into 2 or more numbers. It is the greatest thing for simplifying fractions. So after getting the factors, we can now cancel out common terms from the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so rational expressions. Again, the first thing that we should do is to get the GCF. For 36x raised to 4 y cubed over 24x cubed y raised to 5. Again, the first thing that you should do is to get the GCF. So we have to get the factors first of 36 and 24. Again, we are looking for the common factors. Okay, so for 36, we have 12 times 3. For the factors of 24, can have 12 times 2. Now for the literal coefficients, we also have to factor those out and look for what is common. As you can see, we have x cubed times x. Then for y, we have y cubed. And then y squared. Now, as you can see, we have common factors. If we have common factors from the numerator and the denominator, we can cancel that out. So 12 cancel out, x cubed cancelled out, y cubed cancelled out. Now what's left is we have 3x all over. For the denominator, we have 2y squared. Since we do not have any common factors or common term, this is the final answer. Let's have the second example. We have m squared minus 4 all over m squared minus n minus 2. Now, how can we simplify this rational function? Again, we have to get its GCF. But as you can see, for both numerator and denominator, we have m squared minus 4, which are factorable. So the first step, rather than getting the GCF, is to factor out. So factors of m squared minus 4, we have to get the factors of negative 4. That will result with 0, that is 2, and negative 2. Again, you could watch my videos from the past lessons for you to be familiarized with factoring. So the factors are n plus 2 and n minus 2. Now, we can write that down as n plus 2 times n minus 2. Okay, next. Let's have the factors of m squared minus n minus 2. So we have, get the factors of negative 2. So we have negative 2 times, negative 1 times 2, negative 1 times negative 2. Now, factors of negative 2, when we add, it will result with negative 1. So the factor that we are looking for is positive 1 and negative 2. So we have n plus 1 times n minus 2. Okay, let's rewrite that down. We have n plus 1 times n minus 2. Again, GCF, what is common? The common factor is n minus 2. So in that case, we can cancel that out. So we are left with n plus 2 over n plus 1. And that is our final answer. That's how we simplify rational expressions. Now, how about performing operations on rational expressions? So let's start with multiplication and division. For multiplication, as we all know, we multiply numerator with numerator and denominator by denominator. So for instance, we have 1/4 times 3 halves. That is 1 times 3, that is equal to 3. And 4 times 2 is equal to 8. That's why the answer is 3 over 8. Now for division, we have there 1/4 divided by 3/5, and the answer is 5 over 12. How did we come up with an answer of 5 over 12? We just simply cross multiply. We have 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12. That's why we have 5 over 12. Other option, we can get the reciprocal of 3 over 5. The reciprocal of 3 over 5 is 5 over 3. Then we proceed with multiplication. And you will get the same answer. So let's start having this example number 3. 3x squared over 8 times 6 over 9x raised to 5. Okay, so again, for multiplication of rational expression, we multiply numerators and denominators. So in this case, let's multiply first 3 and 6. So that is 18. Then copy x squared all over 8 times 9. That is 72. 72x raised to 5. Now this will not be our final answer because this is not yet in simplest form. So we have to get the factors or the greatest common factors of our numerator and denominator. So in this case, we have the factors 18 times 1 times x squared all over 472, that is 18 times 4 times x squared times x raised to 5. Okay, so as you can see, we have their common factors. So the next step is to cancel out the common factors. So 18 is cancelled out, x squared is also cancelled out. Now, what's left is we have 1 all over 4x. And that is our final answer. Let's proceed with example number 4. We have a squared plus 5a plus 6 all over a plus 3 times a, the quantity of a plus 2 all over a squared minus 4. Okay, so let's proceed with the next example. We have a squared plus 5a plus 6 all over a plus 3 times a plus 2 all over a squared minus 4. Now, for us to perform and simplify this rational function, the first thing that we should do is to get the factors of this numerator and this denominator. Okay, so we have a squared plus 5a plus 6. Okay, so again, to factor this one out, we have to look for the factors of 6. Na if we add the factors of 6, it will result with the middle term, which is 5. Okay, so the factors that we are thinking, or the correct factors that we are looking for is 2, positive 2, and positive 3. Why? Let's confirm. 2 times 3, that is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. So these are the correct factors. So 8 plus 2 and 8 plus 3. Next, 4a squared minus 4. Common factors of negative 4 that will result with 0. That is a plus 2 and a minus 2. Let's verify if our answer is correct. Positive 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4. 2 minus 2, that is 0. So we don't have a middle term, so therefore the factors are correct. So let's rewrite this one. The factors of a squared plus 5a plus 6 is a plus 2 and a plus 2 all over a plus 2 times copy a times a plus 2 all over the factors of a squared minus 4 is a plus 2 and a minus 2. Now, the big help of factoring is that you can see the greatest common factor. We have there 8 plus 3, same with the denominator 8 plus 3, so we can cancel that out. Okay, we can also see 8 plus 2 in the numerator and the denominator. So again, we can cancel that out. So can we cancel out 8 plus 2 and a minus 2? Of course not, because they are not the same. So we are left with a times a plus 2 all over a minus 2. Now, in some cases, this is accepted as the final answer. But since there is still an operation, so let's distribute that for us to come up with the final answer. Final and the simplest form. We have a times a, that is a squared, plus a times c, that is 2a, all over a minus 2. So that is our last and final answer.
Game example number 5.
So let's have the last one for multiplication. So as you can see, we have here n squared minus 9, which is factorable. And this one, 3n minus 6, is also factorable since they have a common factor for 3 and negative 6. Okay, so let's try that out. For 3n minus 6, the factors that I am talking about lies with 3 and negative 6. As we all know, the factors of 3 is 1 times 3. And for negative 6, we have negative 2 and positive 3. So this is the factor that I am talking about, the common factor. So we have 3. Lalabas lang natin siya. 3. So what's left is 1n. And write down n. And then 2. Negative 2. Okay, so the factors of 3n minus 6 is 3 times n minus 2. Now for the next one, we have n squared minus 9. We are looking for the factors of negative 9 that will result with 0. So the factors that we are talking about is positive 3 and negative 3. If we multiply, this is negative 9. If we add, this is 0. So these are the factors that we are talking about. Okay. So let's rewrite that down. 3n minus 6 is the same with this one. So we have 3 times n minus 2 all over n squared minus 9 is this one, n plus 3 times n minus 3 times n plus 3 all over n minus 2. Now, the key here in simplifying rational expression with operations is that we have to get the factors first. So once we got the factors, we can now cancel out common terms. So in this case, we have n plus 3 as the numerator and n plus 3 in the denominator. So then we can cancel that out. You can also see n minus 2 and n minus 2 in the denominator. Yes, what we're thinking is correct. We have to cancel that. Now we are left with 3 all over n minus 3. Since we do not have any common factors, and at the same time this is a monomial and this is a binomial, we cannot cancel out 3. Again, we cannot cancel out because in format they are not the same. Okay, so this is our final answer. Example number 6. Okay, so let's divide mx over ny and x over y. So in division of rational expression, we have two ways. Number 1 is we can cross multiply this one, or we can get the reciprocal of x over y, ganyan. So let's try the first one, the cross multiplication. There are two means, but we will come up with the same answer. So we have mx times y, we have mxy all over ny times x, that is nyx. Now, as you can see, we have their common factors or common literal coefficients, so we can cancel that out. Same with y, cancel that out, and we are left with m over n, and this is the final answer. Now, the second option that we can do is that we can get the reciprocal of x over y. When we say reciprocal, the numerator will become the denominator, then denominator will become the new numerator. So we have n x over ny. So reciprocal of x over y, that is y over x. Now, for the operation, when you get its reciprocal, instead of using division, this will become multiplication. So in multiplying fractions, again, we have to multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. So we have nx times y, we have nxy, all over ny times x, ny. Again, we can simplify by canceling out the common factors, then we are left with m over n. So either of the two options, we will have the same answer. Example number 7. So let's have the next example. We have 3b minus 6 over b squared minus 9 divided by b minus 2 over b plus 3. Now in this case, I want to use reciprocal method, wherein I will get the reciprocal of b minus 2 over b plus 3. So we have 3b minus 6 all over b squared minus 2 times, again, reciprocal of this one, we have b plus 3 all over b minus 2. Okay, next, as you can see, we have here 3b minus 6, which is factorable. The same with b squared minus 9, which is also factorable. So why do we need to get the factors? Again, for us to simplify. So let's have first 3b minus 6. So the common factors for this is 3. Now what's left with the first term is b minus factors of 6 is negative 2 and 3. So we got the factor 3. Now what's left is minus 2 or negative 2. So the factors of this numerator is 3. So we write this down, 3 times b minus 2 all over Let's have now the factors of b squared minus 9. Now the factors of negative 9 is 3 and negative 3. So we have b plus 3 times b minus 3 times, let's copy b plus 3 all over b minus 3. Now next step is to simplify. Let's cancel out common factors. As you can see, common factors is b minus 2, so cancel out. Common factors b plus 3, so cancel. Now we are left with 3 all over b minus 3. This is a monomial, this is a trinomial, so we cannot cancel out numerical coefficients. So this is our final.